It is time for a new era of kdjTV. You will notice in this video and beginning this week, we have done a total rebrand visually of the channel. I'm ready to tackle this year and MLB The Show 24 and the future in the best way possible. And to do that, it was time to get a look all my own. So starting in this video and moving forward through the end of time, this will be what we're working with. We'll talk more about that once the 10-minute mailbag actually starts. We're going to get a little unconventional, and I'm going to answer a question that I've asked in my own head as opposed to the outside world asking me, but I digress. Welcome back to the 10-minute mailbag. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are ready to dominate another week of your lives, and maybe even in MLB The Show 23. This is the weekly series that pops into your inbox every single Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I answer your questions from the comment section about anything you want in this game. So please, pretty please. The number one thing you can do after liking and subscribing, of course, is to leave a comment down below about what you'd want me to answer. Also, very quickly before we jump into the video, we reached 2,000 subscribers. Thank you. I promised that we would do a giveaway once we hit 2,000. I'm in the works of cooking something up. More information to come. I promise I didn't forget about it, and I'm not going to jip you all out of a potential giveaway. All right, on to the mailbag. All right, ladies and gents, I'm throwing 10 minutes on the timer, and we're going to get cooking. So in 3, 2, 1, begin. First things first, a question I've asked myself sincerely over the last, several months. Why do another rebrand? So right around last, February or March, I did a rebrand I loved. Shout out to JPro. JPro Designs does all of my design work in terms of rebrands and logos and scenes and this, that, or the other thing. JPro is the man and does absolutely incredible work. And I loved what we put together last year around February or March. As you can see, I don't hide it. Big Power Ranger guy. Always have been, always will be. It's just, it reminds me of my childhood. It's fun, it's light, and I think it's cool. It's up to you to decide if you think it's cool or not. So when I did that last rebrand, I included the Green Ranger very prominently in the logo and the branding. He is my favorite of all time, after all. And it was great and awesome and cool, and everyone gave it such incredible support. But over this past year, since I've debuted that logo, I realized, or learned more so, that things are going in a positive direction with the channel, with the content. So I thought it would be appropriate to have a look entirely my own. And so now look below, look at the new camera thing we got, look at the logo, hold on, right there. Look at that bad boy. I have a logo that is absolutely sick. I have scenes that are absolutely crazy cool. You'll see them on Twitch if you ever pop by. We're actually streaming with the new branding for the first time on Tuesday night, right around 6:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The exact start time is going to be within that range. I am stoked to have something that is just me. It took some elements from the old stuff. It's basically the same color palette. I have a lightning bolt still, but now it's like my own styled lightning bolt. It's incredible. So why a rebrand? To answer the question that maybe some people are asking, or I've certainly asked in my own head, it's because it's time to grow into what I think this channel can be. Uniquely my own, super sick. You know, with this new logo too, I can now provide more merch options for people if they'd ever like to support by buying a shirt or a hoodie or whatever. I never expect it, but I can offer the options. Turns out, which is not surprising, I didn't just learn this the other day, but I learned it over the past year. Even if we take some creative liberties with my old logo, it's still, obviously, licensed property. So, I can't sell it and make money off of it because it's not mine. Even though it was original to me in terms of, holistic design. Which is, I mean, listen, I get it. I wasn't born under a rock. I kind of even knew when we created that logo that we might have some issues. Don't worry, there's no legal trouble happening, by the way. Just wanted to avoid any legal trouble. So, this is my logo. This is me. This is kdjTV. That rhymed. I'm a rapper. Let's move into the comments questions. Our first question comes from Mike, a.k.a. Down the Line, homie of the channel. Do you think SDS should make a way to carry over and upload uniforms like logos and so on? I'm tired of creating a uniform every year, but I also think it would be cool to see some other uniforms and download them. Yes, absolutely 100%. I spend too much time every year. How do I even do it? Making my uniform, which you can't even really see. The logo doesn't pop up on it either. Very silly. I would love to just be able to save it, move it over to 24, and then pop it onto my player. I don't know the reasons why it's not possible. I would love to ask somebody. I would guess there are limitations in terms of, like, cloud storage. There are so many uniforms. Think of every single player who uses this game. I would guess 75% of them have made a custom uniform for themselves. Whether it's intricate or not, I would venture a guess and say at least 75% of online players make their own uniforms. So that's a lot of cloud storage. It's not the same as, like, not every player creates a stadium, though I guess some people create multiple. I don't know. Maybe that was a silly thing to say. Logos can be saved. Not everyone takes the time to make a logo. I don't know. I'd love to hear the reasoning as to why you can't do it, because I think you should be able to. Of course, have to go through the vetting process whenever a logo is saved into the vault, or whenever a uniform is saved into the vault. Is it, like, safe for children and not offensive and stuff? But yeah, I mean, I don't see why we can't do it. I'd love to be able to do it. That would also probably even encourage me to make more uniforms over the course of a year, because I could just store them in the vault and not have to worry about creating everything again in the future. So, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Do you find uniform creating cumbersome? Do you find it fun? Is it kind of easy at this point? You've done it so many years in a row with essentially the same uniform that you know exactly what to do and you just do it in like 15 minutes. I'm curious what you guys think. I don't like doing any of the customization stuff in this game. I kind of just want to play the game, but I do like my uniform, so I take the time, usually like after the first few days of the game cycle, to make them. So, Mike, thank you for your question. I agree with you. I think it's time. Our next question comes from Vinny. What do you think about caps created players being in online play? Not only hitting, but the weird sidearm 101 mile an hour sinker cutter pitchers. Yeah, I don't think caps have a place in Diamond Dynasty. Especially with the way, if sets and seasons are to continue existing, which the jury might still be out on that, I don't know. There are so many 99s or high 90s day one now, which I don't mind. Some people don't like it. I don't mind it. With the power creep not existing, there is no reason to have to create a created player that is so vastly better than the rest of the cards, because that's not a thing anymore. Back on day one of MLB The Show 21 or 22 or 20, whatever, the highest card was like the live series collection, which most people did not get right away or within the first month. And so they needed a good player to catch or put at shortstop or second base. Like, there were weak positions day one. So they made a cap. It wasn't okay then either, in my opinion, but it made more sense. There is some allure, maybe is a good word, to, like, putting yourself in center field, like you yourself in center field, surrounded by all-time greats like Sammy Sosa and finest Brian Reynolds. Not that he's an all-time great, but you know what I mean. It's kind of cool to think about. It's conceptually interesting. I think we should just keep caps to Road to the Show. Maybe you want to bring him into franchise somehow, offline franchise. That might be kind of cool, like a draft pick or something. But I don't appreciate them in Diamond Dynasty. It also creates a slew of other issues, a host of other issues, like you talked about with the spammy sidearm lefty 101 sinker cutter changeup nonsense, and the troll under the bridge switch hitters that look like 4'11" demons. It just creates, and then the names, don't even get me started on the creative player names. It just creates a lot of problems. It truly, honestly does. And maybe I'm an old boomer now in my old age, but I just think we can all be adults and move on from that, even though I recognize that there are some 13-year-olds who play this game and are not adults. But I don't think we need creative players in Diamond Dynasty anymore. Let's just separate the two and move on. Last question today. Vinny, thank you, by the way. Our final question today comes from D'Lo, the homie. What, in your opinion, is the most underrated card this year? Well, if you've listened to any of my videos in the past month and a half, maybe 2 months, JP Mother Effin Crawford is the best shortstop in the game. Ellie De La Cruz is cool. Lindor is cool. Cattell, if you play him there, he's fine. Trey Turner, glitchy. JP Crawford, immaculate. I am like 1400 PXP away from P5. I would be, well, I won't be the 26 because I'm sure someone else will get there first. But only 25 people have P5'd him so far, which shows you how few people actually use this card. Wow, only 8,500 to green parallel 1? That is a shame. This card should be on everyone's team. I'm hitting 407 with 40 homers in 248 at-bats. I would say 70% of that is on Hall of Fame ranked. I never used him in BR. I haven't really played a lot of events lately. And he hasn't really been eligible for events other than Moonshot, obviously. This card rakes, man. Everything he hits is fucking smoked. He's an outside part of the plate. Slappy perfect machine. If you miss inside, I'm cranking it over the fence. Low changeups get annihilated by this guy. Listen, if you haven't used his swing, use his swing. People are going to see his base 93 power against left and his base 56 speed and be like, for a shortstop, I don't know. And while I'm with you on the speed, I wish he could run a little faster. I hope JP's putting in the work in the offseason with the parachute thing that he's running in front of. And I understand why 93 power versus left is like, a little low. Use the swing. It plays up so much. I have had 0 power problems with this card. Not one. I promise that if you use this card, you will understand. Most underrated card in the game this year, finest JP Crawford, book it. That will do it for another 10-minute mailbag. Thank you guys for making it to the end, and thank you guys for all your overwhelming support. 2,000 subscribers in the books. It's because of all of you that I considered this rebrand so heavily, because I want to legitimize everything we're doing. And we finally got a baseball bat incorporated in our logo too, which I feel like is important. We're a fucking baseball channel. So that's cool and all, and I hope you guys just love the content. I hope you guys continue to support. Thank you guys again. Ask your questions in the comments. Like, subscribe. Look at the merch. New merch coming soon, ? There will be an announcement on that, I'm sure, down the road. And that's it. Enjoy the week. Go crush it. I'll see you next time.